2, Harry had considered turning back 6 times. The ticket on his phone said Block 11, Row Y, Seat 302. Everything else seemed to be assumed knowledge. Around him, people in green shirts moved towards the ground with irritating certainty. They knew which entrance to use, where to meet, what happened next. Harry knew none of it. He had never needed to before. He had nearly declined when Mark offered him the spare ticket. Football crowds were loud, tribal. He imagined being asked something obvious and answering incorrectly. Worse, he imagined thousands of people somehow detecting that he didn't belong. At the Lyndhurst Stand turnstile, Harry waited. The operator behind the narrow entrance looked less like someone checking tickets and more like someone deciding who was permitted through. Harry watched the man ahead present his phone. Right. Screen upwards. His turn. Cerberus stared at the screen, then at Harry. For one horrible second, nothing happened. Geddon Bay, in you go. The gate opened. Inside, a steward stood ahead of him, broad, unsmiling, wearing a purple tabard. Harry approached with the peculiar certainty that he had already done something wrong. The steward looked at his ticket. Block 11. Up there and round to your left. Enjoy the game. That was it. Harry bought a Pepsi Max and began climbing, and climbing. Row Y, he discovered, was apparently somewhere just beneath the cloud base. By the time he reached it, seat 301 was occupied by a grey-haired man, carefully unwrapping a packet of mints. First time? The man asked. Was it really that obvious? Harry nodded. Mine was 1968. We lost 3-0. Bloody freezing it was. Harry laughed. Then the noise changed. The Devonport end rose first, and suddenly the rest of Home Park seemed to rise with it. Harry stood because everyone else did. Around the ground, hundreds of small flags fluttered into life, some green, some white. Then the Argyle players ran onto the pitch. For several astonishing seconds, the sound seemed to have physical weight. Nobody was looking at him. Nobody cared whether he knew the words to the Janna song. Nobody had asked him to prove that he belonged. The whistle blew. 3 minutes later, Harry was on his feet shouting at the referee. The grey-haired man beside him calmly offered the packet. Mint? Harry took one. Settled in, then? Harry looked towards the pitch. Apparently so.